So basically, if you just introduce yourself and tell us what you're doing here at the moment.
Well, I'm a tradesman by trade. I'm a joint decorator. I work at Wakefield Prison on a 2-year contract. But I retired 11 years ago and I'm still working. But I'm earning £500 a week. That's a good wage, isn't it? You know, and then £200 pension on top of that. And when I came into Sheffield to live here in '83, I come here with nothing, but now I own a company. So it's an improvement, isn't it? But I've lived on this type of life on and off for about 20 years. To me it's nothing. It's very easy, isn't it? But it's cold on slabs, concrete, if you don't know how to beat it. You know. But I'm all for this campaign, what they've started going here. It's basically what I think anyway, that it's for the pension cutbacks money, plus the forces, and sending our troops into Iraq and Afghanistan. I lost a son 4 years ago in Afghanistan. He was only 19. His plane blew up. But it's life, and you've just got to accept it. You know. But I'm happy with life, and I'm married to a Muslim. She's from Africa, North Africa, and she only speaks Arabic. But I can speak Arabic, so it doesn't bother me. You know, and I can go through 9 languages. It's a few, isn't it? But I faced death when I was 16 years old. And the Lord spared me because I was in a coma for 6 months. But He came and shaved my hair off my head to do 2 brain operations. That was Jesus. But He was a figure, it wasn't a human figure. It was a vision. He spared me, you know. So I'm not afraid of death at all. If it comes, it comes. My bills is all paid. My rent's paid. But I still say they should give pensioners more money. They should get double what they're getting because they helped us fight and win that Second World War. These people, the pensioners, are frightened to go to social because they're afraid of them. They don't know what they're allowed. You know, they're losing thousands a year. But I'm hoping if we can get some more backing, not tomorrow. There's the big service here tomorrow morning. You've got the RAF here, the Army here, and Navy here, and there. And that church will be solid.
So you're hoping to drum up a bit of support tomorrow?
It's possible because we're going to meet the people that don't usually come into the town centre on Sunday. You know, they might go to pub for a pint, you know, like I might do or something like that. But that's as far as it's going.
So you're hoping to spread the word tomorrow a bit?
Yeah, look, you're going to be meeting a lot of pensioners going into that service. It's already been through it. I was born before Second World War. This Sheffield High Street here were all flattened, all the houses apart from the church. That was the only thing that didn't get it. Did you know that? But is that all right for you?
Yeah, that's great. So the main reason you're here is you're upset about pensions, but you want to support the cause and the cutbacks. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Because the Prime Minister is sending money across to Afghan and Iraq to help build the places what they've bombed. Now that's balmy. He hasn't got the money. That's why we're getting all these cutbacks of the pensioners and the people that are working. It's the rich men down London area that should be paying the taxes, not us, not the pensions. That's my opinion. Sorry if I went political.
That's fine, yeah. That's great.
Have I spoke to all of you?
No. You just got to tell us what your feelings are. Yeah, that's fine. If that's what your motivation is for coming down here, then that's fine. That's great.
Do you believe in police brutality?
Do I believe in it? Yeah.
Does it happen?
Yeah, I would imagine it does. Yeah.
If I can get my sleeve up, Get up. There's that crucifix there. That better?
Yeah.
That is on my back, that big. Police put that in the prison. On my back with a knife. That's their way of marking you. I got 10 years.
They cut it into your back?
Skin, yeah.
A crucifix?
Yeah, without the figure.
Why?
That's their way of marking you. If you go into court again and you're sentenced to prison, they'll see that on your back, they know straight away you're a criminal. They know they don't need to go into records. Sorry if I've...
No, that's fine, yeah. Thank you, yeah, I think we can...
Well, has that helped you?
That's really helped.
It's come from horse's mouth, hasn't it?
Yeah, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I ask you?
Be part of this.
Are you going?
Yes.
Alright, hi. Well, I'm Michelle, and really I think someone said it better than me yesterday. It's that when I first came down here, it was just a personal drive that I just knew I needed to do it. And as I've spent more time here, it's become clearer as to the reasons why I am here. But it's the only outlet that actually feels human at the moment, and there's so much oppression, and you can't really make your voice heard in any way in this society at the moment, that as soon as someone actually did something, I thought, well, I felt it very strongly that I should come and support it, and that's about it really. So,
are you staying over? Are you camping?
I'm staying over. I work shifts, so I'm basically working, coming here. It's actually easier for me to get to work from here than it is to get from my house as well, so that's handy. And that's about it really. So just fitting it in around my work commitments.
How have you found the practicalities of living here at the moment, camping over? How's that been?
It's been fine. It seems very like it's in its early stages. It's all very higgledy-piggledy it seems and that, but that's what's kind of nice about it, the fact that there's so many different types of people. Like when I came down here, you'd expect to see the same old faces, the same old activists and people like that. Well, that hasn't been the case with this. This is a much deeper thing for me. What I've seen is just there's so many different sections of society represented here, and
could you just tell us a little bit about, I saw a bit of your meeting earlier, and I saw you using different hand signals. Would you be able to tell me how that works, what that's about?
Yeah, it's like a visual, basically, so you know, you can sit at a meeting and agree by sort of nodding your head and stuff, but if you come to one of the evening meetings as well, it's like getting really big and you've got people right out there, so you wouldn't actually be able to judge how the proposal or whatever was being received by various people, and so everyone can make their opinion heard one way or another. I mean, like that one and that one is like your positive and negatives, we disagree, which is mainly the thing that I would use. I'm not one for massively speaking at meetings, but today I kind of felt the need to. But this makes it easy for people as well. If they don't actually want to say something, they can just... They've actually got... we agreed on a meeting a couple of days ago that there's also you can write down a proposal or a point if you don't actually want to speak, and either hand it to someone and put your name to it, or you can do it anonymously, and so that opens it up to people. But at the same time, this stuff needs to be communicated to people who haven't been at those meetings, so they can come in and know that they can do this, especially if you are sort of shy and you don't want to talk. But you're not going to go up to someone to ask if you can put the proposal in, so that is one issue that they need to just, I think, do a bit more communication with people who are coming in.
And how many meetings do you have a day?
As far as I know, it's 2. It was 12:30 and I think 6:30. But I think there's talk today about discussing tonight about changing the time if that's over, or things like that.
Just one last question. What do you think of the public reaction to this? Positive, negative?
Positive, I think, because like I'm one of the public, and know, for me, it just struck a chord with me straight away, and I was like, I need to get down here because it is just such, you know, it's disgusting. It's just absolutely disgusting, and the fact that people are, you know, the more you put up with it, the more you bend over backwards to accommodate these people, the more they're going to push, and just eventually it's just, I mean, it's already gone beyond the point of ridiculousness with this now, and I think everybody feels like this, you know, even, you know, across all of society. I think at some level they might not agree with, you know, they might think it's an eyesore, they might think, oh, haven't they got anything better to do, or, you know, they'll, you know, assume that you haven't got a job. And like, I went into a cafe and it was obvious that I was part of the occupation, and I was saying, they were like, oh, you're gonna, because I've got a thing where it's like, well, I can afford to buy my own food, so I don't actually mind going and buying it from somewhere instead of eating it here, so that people can eat it who don't have the money. So I popped into a cafe one morning and they were like, you do know it costs more to eat in than to take away, don't you? And it's like, yeah, you know, just because I'm here doesn't make me like not hurt. It's just bizarre. I mean, that's businesses, but actual people I've run into, even if they do feel a bit like that, fundamentally they don't want to be impressed by this whole thing that's, you know, the disgusting oppression that's happening. So I think it overrules it. That's just my personal thing, that it kind of overrules that sort of, oh, you dirty layabouts, this, that and the other. I think, you know, they do know at some level that even this, which they might not agree with, is better than that, which they definitely don't agree with. You know, because everyone's been affected by it. Everyone's got a member of the family who's being like booted out of a council house, or, you know, even to the fact where you can't buy a loaf of bread for less than a pound anymore. You know, everybody is affected by it, apart from the 1%, of course.
So it's basically addressing a general level of discontent.
Yeah, which has been building for ages, and, you know, for 2012 I still believe, and this stuff's just going to get more and more and more and more until 2012. Whether that's true or not, who knows, but, you know, if you look at the news and you look at this stuff, it's kind of looking like that is the case, whether it's a self-fulfilling prophecy or not. So,
Great, thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers.